بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم طاسين تلك آيات القرآن وكتاب مبين هدى وبشرى للمؤمنين الذين يقيمون الصلاة ويؤتون الزكاة وهم بالآخرة هم يوقنون إن الذين لا يؤمنون بالآخرة زينا لهم أعمالهم فهم يعمهون.
We are discussing the relationship between a wife, which English language calls spouse, and a man, husband, that have come from different backgrounds to conglomerate, to meet together, to say they want to decide how to procreate. This is what's called procreation. They want to develop. Developing is a very good language, you know. But you must look at developing. If you do not grow, you can't develop. First and foremost, you need to grow. Grow and develop. We have been told areas to look before we can marry. We have been told about that. But everyone, a man has his responsibility. A woman has his responsibility. If they are well spread out, you know, and we have said from the glorious Quran that no matter how wealthy a woman is, she cannot pay a dowry on a man. It's not done. No book of Islam has recommended that. You may decide to ask a man, I know, you don't have money, I'm going to give you money to go and pay the dowry, but not you going to meet the family of a man, going to pay dowry to marry a man. That is the problem we're having today. Many homes, men are being married by women. Whenever a home, a woman is a leader, the foundation has already crumbled. No basis, no word, no fundamental, no word, no periphery. In a house, in any situation where a woman is being made to be the leader, check it and see what is happening. I have seen from the legislature, men, they have been formulating laws to say, to equal a man and a woman. I don't know. Prophet Muhammad sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wa sallam said there is going to be what? Open confrontation in every corner. You know why? When the laws from the books of Almighty Allah, Prophet Muhammad sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wa sallam had not been adhered to, they are not. How can a woman and a man be equal? The boundary has been spent by Almighty Allah. No one, no malaika, no prophet, so whatsoever can draw or break that line of demarcation. There is a demarcation. For example, a woman has been married, so to speak. A man is in charge of economic activities. A man takes control of that. A woman has a role or has a responsibility or a duty to the family in terms of sweeping, washing clothing, cooking, so on and so forth. Grooming of children is a responsibility of a woman, but a man has to ensure that all the wherewithal, all the economic activities have been created by that man. You may decide to, in a playtime, in a leisure period, to have a fun with your wife, helping her to do some few things, a kind of playtime. It is not important, it is not necessary, it is not what an obligatory, but it is a voluntary exercise. We can be washing clothing together. When maybe you are washing plates, I have to stay with you. We have to do this, we have to do that. A woman has to give a comfort. That is why Almighty Allah said in the glorious Quran, He said, وَمِنْ آيَاتِهِ. This is from a sign from Almighty Allah. أَخْلَقَ لَكُمْ مِنْ أَنفُسِكُمْ أَزْوَاجًا لِتَسْكُنُوا إِلَيْهَا. That from you, from your ribs, one of your ribs had been what? Taken, and He has created a spouse for you. From Ahlul Ilm, those who have knowledge, has said, that is why there is no way a man and a woman can think alike. There is no way. The reason being that the ribs where that was taken is a bent one. In a woman, some of their thinking is bent. Sometimes when you are taking right, they are taking left. But they want to argue with you that whatever they are saying, it is on the right path. Sometimes because you are a man who has enough knowledge. A man who is wise, has wisdom. You will be able to know that this person is digressing from the right path. He said, a woman is like that rib because it's not straightforward. It's not straight. In an attempt to try to straighten a woman, what will follow? That rib will get broken. Once it gets broken, what happens? There is divorce. That is why sometimes you tolerate. You accommodate sometimes. You manage the affair. Because a woman is like theory X and theory Y. Because woman is like that. Some of them, they are lazy beyond what recognition. Why some of them are hijacked? That is theory X. Those who are very, very lazy. They want everything they need to come to their table. It's not possible. How is it going to be possible? Everything you need to come to your table. You don't want to labor for it. You got to do that. You got to do some domestic chores. You know? I don't know. That is why a lot of things are getting bad. A lot of things are not working like the way they ought to have worked. Because a woman, if you get it wrong in terms of a woman, you are going to mourn till you die. You have not died, you kept on money because you have gotten it wrong. You need not to get it wrong. You need to work on it and get near perfect because there is no way you can get a perfect woman. No way, no perfect woman. But you are going to try to ensure you get relatively near perfect. Today, the nomenclature has changed. Women, what they want to do today, they want to become the driver. They drive up and down. They don't want to take care of their children. What has happened? You know, the new dimension housemaid are taking over everywhere. All social vices, economic vices, all are being what? Into the pervading the atmosphere because no concentration. For example, a man is working, a woman is working, a child returns from school, nobody to take care of a child. How would it go? No law, no legislature that will tell you, I want to formulate a law to counter what Almighty Allah has said. No law, no legislature can what? Formulate a law that will counter what Prophet Muhammad sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wa sallam has said. A woman has a boundary, a man has a own boundary. Everything about a woman belongs to the man. It is even a duty of a woman to ensure that every night the bed where they lay has to be arranged. You must not deny a man's responsibility. We have said a man is in charge of economic activity. He gets food. He is in charge. He gets food. He gets some other things at home. But a woman is the executor. She has to execute it. You can go to market to get some yam. You can go to get gari. If that woman does not process there, they will not become a finishing product. What matters is the end product. You have gone to buy. If the woman says, I will not do anything, nothing will happen. But today, the nomenclature has changed. And Prophet Muhammad, sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wa sallam, when he was talking to the Muhajirun, the helper, he told them, Almighty Allah, not let two people witness this period. In a period where people do not work with what is being won, the Sharia, the laws from the book of the glorious Quran, from Hadith, they are not working with it. That, don't worry, what is going to be the end is going to be what? We are going to group them, they fight each other. That is what is happening. Because it has never happened before. Prophet Muhammad, sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wa sallam, said, if he had opportunity to ask a woman to make sujood, to prostrate for anybody, he would have asked a woman to prostrate for the husband. You know why? Because the duty of that woman or that man, they are what? Enormous. What are we not talking about? We need to make research. Forget about what is going on. They are westernizing. Westernizing the laws of Almighty Allah. If you westernize, you are going to suffer. May Almighty Allah not let us suffer. That is why women that will come to our way, may Almighty Allah make them to be submissive. Any woman that is not submissive, Almighty Allah said, the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wa sallam said, if you go to Muslim, reported by Muslim, there is too much enjoyment in this world. Too much enjoyment. When you get it right in terms of a wife, there's too much enjoyment. But if you miss it, you continue to suffer, keep on suffering till the day, the last day when you'll be invited to go and join your ancestor. May Almighty Allah give us a very good wife. May Almighty Allah not give us all those wives that are very radical. We don't need rascals in marriage, so on and so forth. So that is exactly what we are saying. Almighty Prophet Muhammad sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wa sallam has studied from glorious Quran. We have known all those things. وَلَهُنَا مِثْلُ الَّذِي عَلَيْهِنَا بِالْمَعْرُوفِ. A woman has a right as a man has a right. You want to find out what that statement is saying? I may have had enough money. Then I decide to open a business, a shopping mall or a shop mall for my wife. She has a very big shop where she says, today everything has expanded. But as God has it, some of the financial powers of the husband is going down. The woman has that right to say, let me take from the purse and cook. It is equally being reported, because if you want to bring a dignity to your husband, whenever you want to spend money, do not spend that money. Give that money to that your husband to spend. We had cases where men were giving their wives money to go and pay school fees for their children. When the women will get to the school, you say, can't you see, your daddy is not giving money, it is my personal money, I'm using it to pay school fees for you, so on and so forth. What are you building? What kind of future you are building for those children? You want them to detest, or you want them to detest their father. You want them to dislike their father so that they should love you. May Almighty Allah guide us. May Almighty Allah give us a good woman. He said that somebody that, even in terms of when people are quarreling, for example, a woman has the right to go for reconciliation you can't call for reconciliation. The way a man can call for reconciliation, you can as well go for reconciliation. You talk to one or two persons to talk to your husband. Your husband can easily talk to one or two persons to talk to you. He can't even report you to your family. You can't even report your husband to the family. You are trying to ensure that there is no what? Disagreement. You want what? A unity. You want unanimous agreement, a consensus. Everything those are the reasons. You have that reason to talk to this friend, talk to your friend. I don't know what has come over him of late, that the manners, the way he behaves is abnormal. You can't do that. It is not bad. But it is very bad for a woman you have not established. You don't know where she is coming from. She has prepared food. You have eaten the food. That is what? That is hellfire on its own. Is a curse. The moment you are eating that food, the food begins to curse you. Where cursing you, this food you are eating, it will not settle in your system. Before you know it, you are running from one toilet to another. Can you imagine food? You don't know where the money is coming from. You had an opportunity to have established your wife. You did not establish your wife. Now the money has gone. It is this woman that is hustling to bring food to your table. And you have the temerity, audacity to swallow it. Even the malaika, the angels, they are even abusing that person for tasting that food at all. You don't know whether your wife has gone for adultery. You don't know where that money comes from. But you open your chest, open your mouth wide to beginning to eat that food. May Almighty Allah not let us eat curse, because that is a curse. Amen. That is what he said. A man came to Prophet Muhammad sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wa sallam. He said, at what time, what do we do? What are our duties? What are our responsibilities to our wives? He said, if you have eaten, give them food to eat. When you have bought clothes for yourself, buy them clothes. Do not bull at them. Do not say bad things to them. Even when you want to abstain from them, make sure you abstain from them in the room. Not let anybody know that you have a quarrel with your wife. What else do you need? What kind of good manners, good conduct, how to deal with a situation? How do you need? What do you want Almighty Allah to tell you? What do you want Prophet Muhammad sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wa sallam? What do you want him to tell you? You have been guided. After the truth, whatever follow is astray, is a lie. May Almighty Allah not let us tell ourselves lies. Amen. May Almighty Allah not let us tell ourselves lies. Amen. He said again that we should try. There is a situation where you can pat or smack your wife. When your wife, you have a very good woman indeed that obeys you. Whether you are there, you are not there, he takes care of your property. Even guys are all private part. He's not exposed to every Tom, Dick, and Harry. He reserves everything for you. But a situation has come when you have told her that I don't want so person to be in my house. But when you are returning, you meet that person in your house. You might have won 1, 2, 3 times. But you can smack her. You can pat her. But you were not allowed to have caused any injury on her face. You were not allowed to have broken any part of her body. You were not allowed to cause any blood to be gushing from her body, so on and so forth. You must be very careful. If you had opportunity to have made research and come to chapter 4, you will find it there that even when some of your wives are in conduct, when they are misbehaving, you have to establish some what? Diplomacy in dealing with them. You have to establish a diplomacy in dealing with them. Because Almighty Allah said, Lati tahafun anushuzuhunna. Those women you are scared of their words, their in conduct. Fa'izuhunna. The first thing you have to do, advise them, talk to them, give them parable. So person did like this was the outcome. So person, the family did like this was the outcome. You may decide to say, let's take a walk and find out about a situation. What you are going to do? How do we do them? But when you have discovered that techniques could not work, the second techniques, that is number one. Number two is don't sleep without any further. Even in the bed, you were not said you should abstain from the bed. But even when you are sleeping, you can turn back and use pillowcase for demarcation. That is a punishment. You don't want to gist with her in the bedroom, but you have to move away. You allow her to sleep before you go to bed and sleep, so on and so forth. But if you have tried that second method, it didn't work, then you have been allowed to pat her. You have been allowed to smack her. Is it not you have been talking to? What has come over you? Are you aware you are my property? I paid on you to bring you home. I didn't marry you from where you brought her. I know. I went to your family. I conducted what is being conducted. Then I brought you home. What is going on in that situation? There is nothing absolutely Almighty Allah has not explained in the glorious Quran. Today when you touch a woman, people will be running enter skater. But when you discover that she does not tread the path you know her for, having advised her, having abstained from the bedroom, and she still become a recalcitrant, then you can smack her, pat her. It's not you I'm talking to. What has come over you? I don't know your parents to be in this type of behavior you are practicing. May Almighty Allah guide us. May Almighty Allah guide us. Now we are westernizing. Go to America, the Europe country, when you smack a woman, they will put you in guide room or put you in the cell. That is not what Almighty Allah said. You can jokingly pat someone. It's not you I'm even talking to. Why are you not listening to me? You can drag somebody back, come over here. Where are you going when I'm talking to you? You have no that right to walk out on me. May Almighty Allah give us a good wife. Amen. All the enjoyment in this, according to Prophet Muhammad sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wa sallam, may we benefit from them. May we benefit giving us a good wife, giving us our children, make them to be good wives to men, so on and so forth. وآخر دعوانا أن الحمد لله رب العالمين. صلوا على النبي الكريم صلى الله تعالى عليه وسلم.
أنت نور الله فجرا جئت